This is your Eggless Royal Icing Masterclass. Find not one but 3 ways of making this easy royal icing recipe for sugar cookies, along with few tips and tricks to give you that confidence you need to try this technique yourself. The first method is using corn syrup or glucose syrup. No matter which method you try, the first and foremost thing that you need to do is sift your icing sugar. This is a crucial step to get a lump-free icing. If you miss this step, then the little lumps of sugar will get stuck in the superfine nozzle that we use and your design will be spoiled. So do take note of that. Once sifted, add it to a bowl along with lemon juice and corn syrup. Now in New Zealand, we do not get corn syrup in supermarkets easily, so I am using glucose syrup. It functions the same way as corn syrup. And no, this is not a sponsored post, just showing you the brand that I am using, as I know some of you watching this video might have this query. You can also add any flavorings of choice. Almond extract works well here, or you can also use any tart based flavorings like mixed fruit or mango, ripe mango for that matter. So proceeding, just mix everything and voila, your icing is ready. How simple was that? But let me just label it before we switch on to the next method so that we don't get confused while doing a comparison. For the second method, everything remains the same, just in place of corn syrup we are using honey. We will label this as well and set aside. For the final method, we will be using Aquafaba. Just add it to a grease-free bowl along with lemon juice. Now in place of lemon juice, you can also use cream of tartar. Then whip it till foamy and just dump in the icing sugar and whip again till soft to stiff peaks form. That's it. I am then transferring a part of it to a similar looking bowl like we used for the other two and labeling this as well so that we can have a good comparison. Okay, so time to compare the 3 types of icing. I have all the 3 right here in front of me and let's start. The first thing that strikes to me and which is very obvious is that the color. So the one with honey is off-white in color, the glucose syrup one is pale in color, but the Aquafaba is the clear winner here. It is super white, resembling so much like the ones made with eggs. Next, let me do a taste test. So both the glucose syrup and honey feels grainy, a little bit grainier than the Aquafaba one, which is quite smoother in comparison. I believe it is because of the whipping which has dissolved the icing sugar with the Aquafaba. I also strongly feel that if I had warmed the Aquafaba before whipping it, it would have helped me dissolve the icing sugar even better. If you are following us on Instagram, then you already know this, that the other night I stayed awake till a little longer to finish off this royal icing. So I'm attaching a night clip here wherein I made another batch of Aquafaba by warming it because of the curiosity in me, even though I had so much icing on hand. But still I went ahead and warmed the Aquafaba just to check and see whether it helps dissolving the icing sugar. And oh boy, it works so wonderfully. So now this is my recommended method if you wish to try the Aquafaba way, which is to warm it a bit precisely to 23 degrees Celsius, then whip it till foamy and add icing sugar. Okay, so let's continue with the recipe for now and do our remaining comparison tests. So which is adding a little white food color to see if we can mask some of that off-white or pale coloration. So even after adding the white coloration, the one made with honey is still off-white. So I don't think it would be suitable when you want to use a pure white colored royal icing for your decoration. In that case, Aquafaba is the clear winner. Also, I'm not sure how much the camera is capturing, but the Aquafaba one looks so much glossy, shiny, silky smooth, and I don't think anyone might be able to spot a difference between this and the ones made with eggs. So Aquafaba one is the clear winner in terms of appearance, because the other two clearly look so much dull. And for the final test, let us color them all in different shades and check. Honestly, once I added the color, I really cannot spot any difference between the three. All of the bowls looks exactly the same. If I had not labeled it, I would definitely not be able to tell any difference. So if you're going to color the royal icing, then you can choose any of the three methods to make your icing, as all of them spread so well, hardens easily, and also gives a smooth finish when applied on cookies. However, if you're looking for a pure white icing for your decoration, then definitely go for Aquafaba method. Like always, this and much more details has been covered in our blog post article. The link for the same is in the description box below, so do give it a read if you're interested. Next, let us see how to test the consistency of icing sugar. So the method is the same like the ones we follow while making custard. With the back of your spoon, draw a line on the icing, and the icing should stay in its place without disappearing quickly, precisely for 15 seconds. So you draw a line and count till 15. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and so forth. And you can see here clearly that the icing is flowing back into each other quickly and is not holding its shape. So this is way too thin, and if spread on cookie, it would flow everywhere and not stay in place. Now let's check the other one. The procedure remains the same. I'm drawing a line and you can clearly see that this is too thick, so but still let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and so forth. So you count till 15, but still it is very clear that it is not flowing at all, and hence this is very thick and you would have a difficult time spreading it onto the cookie. The question now arises is, how do you get it right then? It is very simple. Simply by adding any liquid of choice like water, lemon juice or more glucose syrup here, but very little at a time, just few drops and not more. So that's how you will thin this one. And how will you thicken it? So to thicken it, simply add more icing sugar. Let me show this to you in action. Sift some icing sugar on top, and now let's do the 15 seconds consistency test. Mix and count till 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sure you don't want me to count till 15. So you get the gist right. Count till 15 and do the consistency test. And as you all can see now, after adding icing sugar, it is flowing gently but not rushing to disappear like it did previously. So yes, this is the perfect consistency to flood the cookie. Draw a line, count till 15 and then just check. Now to thin the other one, let me just add a little water and mix. And that's it, your royal icing with perfect consistency is ready. To store the icing, simply transfer it into an airtight container and store in the fridge for 5 days. Now let us see how to decorate the cookies with this icing. So you transfer the icing to a piping bag and make the tiniest hole possible. You can always cut it a bit more later, but if you cut it too much, it would become difficult to pipe. I'm not using any nozzle here, but if you want, the nozzle used to flood the cookies is Wilton number 2. Start by tracing the edges of the cookie to make a border and then flood the inside. Do not be tempted to make a bigger cut on your piping bag, or else you will end up adding a thick layer of icing on top and it won't be pleasant to eat. This is how you flood a cookie. In our next episode, I am going to share with you all how to make Diwali cookies, which would cover DIY method of making diya cookies and peacock cookies without a cookie cutter, and I will also show you how to decorate using this royal icing. If that sounds interesting, do consider subscribing so that you do not miss any updates. I hope you guys enjoyed this masterclass on Eggless Royal Icing. I'll see you soon in my next one. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.